Welcome back to another episode of Lost in the Farmer's Market Garden Life, where today we're talking about this lovely specimen here. Now, no, it is not a bay, and it's not a bay, nor is it a magnolia. There's those deciduous magnolias with the soft leaves that do kind of look like this when they're young, but no, it's neither of those. This is Asclepias syriaca, or common milkweed, and I'm glad to have it. Its flowers are amazing, but I'll get into that in a moment. It is an Apocynaceae family, which puts it in the dogbanes. The Asclepias name comes from Asclepius, the Greek god of healing, and Syriaca means of Syria. Now, this name was put on this plant in error because originally it was believed this plant originated in Syria, when in fact it is native to North America. So, yay for natives. And by the way, guys, if there was ever a reason to rename a plant correctly, this is it, as opposed to messing with certain things that didn't need it. We're looking at you, Coleus. Anyway, it is hardy in USDA zones 3 through 9 and is a perennial, a deciduous perennial that dies back to the ground. Its pH preference is 4.8 to 6.8, and its exposure is full sun to partial sun. Its height can be 3 to 5 feet, and its width can be 8 inches to 1 foot. Consequently, it's also known as butterfly flower, silkweed, silky swallowwort, I don't even want to know, and Virginia silkweed. Now, I should point out, the first time I encountered this plant was in Rhode Island. There were specimens of this growing in the lot that were easily a few feet tall that had been there a while, and until they cleared the weeds and I had my first major allergy attack from pollen and whatnot, these things were almost 3 feet high, maybe 4 feet high on me as a young lad. It would take 30 some odd years for me to find out what this plant is and then finally grow it. Neat, huh? Well, anyway, and a hoo-hoo-hoo, he swore he would grow it one day. I don't know, I had to do the movie voice. So this plant is what's considered a spreading clonal forb. Now that's an interesting term. You know the quaking aspens out in the Midwest, the ones where all the aspens are genetically identical and the trees are slowly spreading in a direction? And that's one big organism? Well, this is a smaller version of the same kind of thing. These guys can form clonal colonies that are exact duplicates, and in some places they can get loose and become invasive, but they can form dense colonies of genetically identical plants that are from the rootstock, which is really cool. Now that gets to the flowers. The flowers are amazing. You see, the flowers are these balls of pink and white, and they almost look semi-translucent flowers that attract all the pollinators to the yard, because damn right it's better than yours. Yeah, and by the way, this plant is monarch safe. It does not have the protozoan, or the protozoan is not in not enough numbers to matter. So it can't kill off the larva, but it can provide food for them and nectar for them. So that's a win. The other thing about this plant is, of course, the leaf difference. The leaves, when it's a seedling, the leaves are identical to almost every other milkweed, and thus tagging is very important. I'm going to move this branch into the frame here. You see this guy? Actually, there we go. That is the scandalous milkweed. This one looks very different. And by the way, that's cotton in the background, so no, not the same thing. It has these big chunky leaves that get bigger and wider and chunkier as it ages, so it looks different. It has a different structural appearance to it. And then there's the flowers. Supposedly they're intensely scented. We'll see. But anyway, that is common milkweed for you. And in case you haven't, you should grow it in your garden because the butterflies and the monarchs need your help. This is one of the safe ones where you don't have to do anything. All you got to do is order the seed and plant it. In fact, I believe there's a monarch society that will ship you the seeds, a mixture of seeds for your area of Asclepias family, so you can start your journey. But anyway, this is common milkweed for you. If you have any thoughts on growing it, let me know. Put them in the comments section. By the way, later on I'll do a short film when this is in bloom, much like with the other ones that aren't in bloom at the time of this cluster filming. So stay tuned. You'll find out what it looks like firsthand. As always, folks, keep them growing. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.